but the routes to the steeple approximately 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours to the steeple, that's 3 hours back again. It says here now, put this as close as I can. The true story of the steeple, or Agary Tower, is even more exotic than the rumours of black magic and mysterious rites that often do the rounds. The Stewarts of Tyrconnell were one of the first and most important plantation families to arrive in Donegal after the flight of the Earls. The surname is still locally common, but of Great Tyrconnell estate nothing remains intact except the steeple itself. It is a square tower some 6 metres high with a winding staircase leading to the flattened top. There is no exotic decorations, but it is very solidly built of stone and lime and has stood here since 1810. So what is it? The answer to that question, we must go all the way back to the Dark Ages, when Irish monks taught a range of subjects including astronomy, it's all behind that green ugly now, astronomy, stars, across Britain and Europe. The Irish were the great European astronomers of the day. Never knew that, didn't know the Irish were expert on it. As far back as the first millennium AD, we had Irish monks predicting eclipses and teaching that the earth was round. The astronomical tradition did not falter with the Ulster plantation, and Ireland was considered advanced in astronomy right through the 19th century. The funny thing about that there, it was actually an Ulster woman who was very high up in astronomy a way back years ago. She was very high up, but wasn't recognised because she's a woman. One such astronomer was Sir Henry Stewart of Tyrconnell. In 1810 he built the steeple as an observatory on the highest point of Tyrconnell estate. Unfortunately, we do not know what kind of telescope he used, and he does not seem to have kept note. If he did, he might have played a part in the various discoveries attributed to the giant Rosse telescope built at Birr in the 1840s. The demise of Stewart dynasty was sudden. A descendant of Sir Henry lost the entire estate to the Marquess of Coyningham on the turn of a single card at a London club. Your man, whatever it is, had no interest in the new property and left the running of it to a land agent who mismanaged it badly and eventually absconded along with the money. Today, like Drumbo Woods, what remains of Tyrconnell estate is the property of Coilte, sounds Gaelic. It makes a pleasant walk, and the steeple itself well worth a look. So that's the word Coilte. That might be the name of this picnic site here. I'm down a private lane here now. This is as far as I can go in this lane, and then it's a farmer's track. So this is just about public road, no more out there, and it ends. I was looking Google Maps, because the tower's on Google Maps, and come on, see these thumbprints and all. It's 1.4 kilometres, that's a mile, 18 minutes. But 18 minutes there, 18 minutes back, and then to go around the tower, probably 15 minutes. At 7 o'clock, it's dark at 8 o'clock, it's timing it pretty well, you know. But I think I'm going to go for it, Because she has to be on a lead, and she's more tired now than she would be if any other time of day. But I don't know, it's one shot at a time, Farm buildings up there could be dogs or anything, God knows out here, like. The only thing with her, I can pick her up, but even if I pick her up, the dogs will jump for me too. It is a pedestrian walkway, it's signposted and all. We'll go and have a go and I'll do it. So that's still tarmac there. I'm still strictly on a public road. But once you get this junction, it ends. That wee lane straight ahead is not on Google Maps. Just comes there, goes down to the field and that's it. But I wouldn't think that's a public road there. That'd be the farmer as well. Bearing in mind when these estates and all were built, all the roads would have been like this. See that's well. So that Gort SCITH, that's the picnic area I was at, and Steeple Tower is up here. So the Steeple Tower was built for a telescope. So it wasn't built to be fancy. He just built it as practicality on the highest bit of ground. You want to get closer to the stars, like. Bearing in mind you wouldn't have the light pollution back then and you have now. But suppose you have smoke. I'll learn it. 20 minutes pet. If it's like a shade pet, it's going to be half an hour. I'm going to make a stout pet. This is more like wallow now, like. If I let her off the lead, it's up like a bullet. That's what I mean. I can never understand when she's on a lead, so you can do all the sniffs, and once she's off the lead, she just like a greyhound. Let's look at them wee goodies and all in there, pet. Now we've got 20 minutes to get up, pet. Time's run out. I give her a wee tug there, a wee bit of persuading. Now, but this tower is in the middle of a forest. There's a forest ahead. So it's in the middle of a forest. You walk up a track and then you go through the forest. And when I first looked at it, a boy at work told me about it. What entrance to the forest do you go to get there? I'm sure the forestry don't come up here. The forestry probably go to another gate somewhere else. But they're driving inside. It could be. And then you get lost in there, like, I don't know how many ways in and out. Imagine if I stopped at a gate on some main road and came out this way. So at least here it's signposted. And I guess hard enough getting a parking space in a town. The chance of getting a parking, like, I went to a big castle. Can't mind where, it's a very old castle. It's nice old, proper big castle, like. It's a ruin, but the big walls is good on. No parking spaces. High hedges on each side. A wee video on, forget the name of it. But I got the caravan tucked in tight against the hedge and the car could barely get past. I had to climb a gate up a lane. Well, it's not a lane. It's up a bit of a tractor track from the gate up round the hill with the cows roaming wild to get to this castle. It's over 1,000 years old. It's one of the oldest castles that I've actually seen as a ruin. I didn't lay by for it. And it was big. It wasn't a wee square tower. It's a proper big thing. So, with my past experience, I'm not expecting it. Even Northern Ireland Forestry Service don't like to put car parks at the forest. They do for picnic sites, but if you're just entering a wood, you always get Northern Irish persons beyond this point. So you always think in Ireland, don't you can roam and all the rest. Ireland signs everywhere. They want the tourist money, but they don't want the tourists. You know there probably is too, in all fairness to them. You got backpackers coming up here thinking, oh, you can camp anywhere in Ireland. And then they're up there, putting up a tents and shitting in their land and leaving all the crap behind. And boys in tents saying, that'd be a handy wee spot there, put a tent up. Farmers just fed up with it. They have to pay to dump the rubbish. It's very wide, this lane, isn't it? That's wide enough for double traffic. I could have brought my car up here, like. Fences aren't very much. You can see there's sheep wool on the fences, but like I said, the sheep keep on whacking through that. That's why the wool's on it. It's coming off the sheep as they're whacking through. There's all the sheep wool there, like. So a cow couldn't even get underneath that. Lunar doesn't even have to duck. says he stretched the neck to get the sheep wool. Who knows, I used a bit of string. So they say this is all that remains of the estate, but what we've seen in Ballybofey, there still is parts of the house there, and the stable blocks, there's still part of it there, but you can't get near it. And there's probably other bits you can't get near. Don't mind walking this wee lane, there's no traffic. Don't like walking with traffic. But I still prefer wee paths or food or... Oh, we get up here, Pet. That's a different wee gate up there. That's probably another. We had to go off. It's that far, so far ahead, isn't it? It's very like your man couldn't have the highest part of his land, but closer to the road. You think when he fancied a wee bit of stargazing, he'd right wee distance to travel on horse and cab. Maybe he just went on a horse. He was a real pioneer, like looking at a telescope. He could ride a horse without a carriage. Brand new gate there, per. Hey, brand new gate. I think from these gates onwards, Pet, I'm going to stop talking now till we get up to the line of the trees. I've got a wee packet of love hearts in my pocket. Can't I find the tour bar? But I feel guilty taking the love hearts out and she's no treats. But, can't give her a love heart. That's the farmers going up there. That's where those nice wee gravel tracks going. I've never seen that catch before there. So that's like a gate a forester would use. But look at the catch. You know what that catch is there? That's the thing the boys use for telegraph poles. He just loves to get on it. Two of the trees could do that job there, I tell you. Look at that, boys. He just lofts it over. That's what two of the trees need instead of those strings. I tell you, we're advanced down here. Ah, that farmer there, he's probably gone to agricultural college. That's why he's picked that up there. I'm expecting the forest to be boring, but bear in mind the forest wasn't here when he built his telescope. He built on top of a hill to see the stars. Nice wee view up here right enough. It'd be nice coming down again, depending on where the sun is. The sun goes on round that way. I guess some nice. That's if there's any daylight left. But in all fairness, we always do our best now. I'm probably holding her back. Where's that pack of love hearts? Too much in my pocket. Thing is, I want my car keys, I can never find them. I'm looking for love hearts, and guess what my hand goes on? Car keys. Definitely put a wee pack in there. There's only about 5 or 6 sweets in the pack. Oh, I'm starved. I thought we were heading up out of them trees. We're going around here. God, it's starting to wind now, like. Don't see no towers from here. I'm looking at the trees over there. Look pretty high. Looking for the highest tree. That's probably where the tower is. That's a nice wee stream out the side. But see, years ago, all roads had streams to get out the side. and you got heavy rain and the water poured off the fields. It's poured into them, and you go along your way. And if you had a bit of flood, you had horse and carriage and wheels and all the rest. Then they come along and they pipe it and they put wee drain covers on. That way then you can make the road wider. If you gain an extra 3 feet to make the road wider, the tarmac to make a tarmac road. And then the rain runs off the fields and blocks or cover the drains up, and then you get flooding. And then they say about global warming, like. And back the way it was the old days, there's a reason why they dug that out. It worked. Don't matter how much work comes off them fields there. That works there. And it's handy for puppies to get a wee drink. And the farmer put a wee gate in there to keep his livestock in. Yeah, look, a couple of pine trees now, isn't it? We're getting closer to the forest. But this thing, going by Google Maps, it's a right wee bit off this lane here. As says once we get off this lane, it's 10 minutes in. We're not off the lane yet. I'm desperate for these love hearts, I'll tell you. I have to phone into that pocket there now. Put a rearrange in here. I'll put the water into that pocket. I need one of them army belts for the wee purchase. I'm sure I put them on me. I tell you what, the pocket's nearly empty. I can't find no love hearts. So that's a toy bar I haven't got, and there's love hearts I haven't got. I don't know. I've got a tennis ball. What gives that to me? Didn't need to try it today. I want to get her fed all before I left. I bought the inverter and all, like chips. Hasn't worked out. Has not worked out. After 3 or 4 minutes, the inverter kept cutting out. Thinking of trying another, but I'm fed up trying. So all I want to have is really cook chips in my car, like. You wouldn't think it was so complicated. Do you know if you buy a litre jug? You buy a litre jug, you don't think about it. It holds a litre of water. You don't have to think about it. See when you buy an inverter, and it's 1,000 watts. I ain't going to do 1,000 watts. Oh no, it only says that. You sort of have to be half it, like. So if you want 1,000, if you want something 500 watts, you buy a 1,000 watt inverter. That's the way it's going, man. I ain't buying a new chip pan all. 900 watt chip pan, 1,500 watt inverter. We're supposed to peak at 3,000 watts starting up. Would not run that chip pan. Cut out. The inverter says it's only 35% capacity, it's no problem, and yet it wouldn't do it. I just want an inverter that will do what it says on the tin. If you have a 1 ton jack for your car gets a flat wheel. The jack holds a ton. If you load that jack up, that jack has to hold 2 tons by law. Because they allow for the fact that you're going to drop it. And when you drop it, it might get damaged a wee bit. It's going to rust a wee bit. So when the jack becomes weaker, it must always lift 1 ton. You get a brand new inverter out of a box. It says 1,500 watt, I can't even do 900 watts. Now, seriously now, because I felt walking this lane, I would attempt to go up that way, but Google hasn't said nothing. Must be down here, isn't it? There's no signs. Now Google would have spoke up. Where's my phone? Put it on the walking mode. Ah, the sun's on our face now, like. Where are we? So I used Google on Cookstown Main Street and got lost. Because it's all very wide. You see, you're going on with, you don't know which direction. We're not so bad here, we're on the one path. But when you're right out in the middle of Cookstown Main Street, you can't always get the up and down, like. So we're going the right way, going with this. Still on the lane. Oh God, it's a great bit of lane to go yet. Hold on, I'm looking the wrong way. So the grey we've done, we're doing the blue. Right, so it's 5 minutes most. Now how long? Go about there. 5 minutes and we should be at the tower. So
you've arrived.
Well, fuck's sake, I don't see no tower. Don't say I've arrived now, like. Not the first time she's done that on me. I've arrived. Right on top of the hull. Come on, Luna. Scott Haywire, but like you, Luna. Not the first time she's let me down. Oh, Luna, the sun's going to set. I'm going to be blinded now, like. I'll tell you what, by the time you get up here, Pet, we'll be seeing the stars from the top of this tower. But I was expecting that once we turned off, we were in dense trees. I thought this was, going by what I see, I thought there was dense trees. When I go to Google Earth and you look down, there's trees right around this tower. She said I'm alright, we're not even in the trees yet. No, we're not going to get there. There was tarmac here at one time. No sign of it here. Must have a wee bit left over and just straight down there. Because most of the way up you don't see no tarmac. We'll get in the trees now. I was expecting to go through a wee gate or something. This lane is just, so this lane must belong to forestry the whole way down. See, I was saying originally this was if we followed this would bring us out in the road on the far side. So originally this would have been a road like any other road. But when it come to tarring them and putting them on the map, this one wasn't chosen, and not enough of a population to justify tarring it. Stow away big stones to walk on. Not too keen walking down big stone. So look, that's proper out dense forest there now. Pure darkness in there. I say once you went in there you probably could walk through them because there's no branches in the lower, but you wouldn't know where to walk. It's just black. Couldn't even camp in there. It's not a flat spot in there at all. I think they done there. They came along with a wee digger, scoop up a bit of soil, stick the tree sapling under it. I've seen Woodland Trust do it like that. They don't plant the trees on a nice wee flat lawn. Say you got a football pitch. They don't go along and plant the trees in a nice wee line, all nice and flat. They get a digger, they dig a hole, dump the clay down, and then they stick the tree in the clay they dump down so it's above the ground level. So then it doesn't get drowned with water. And that looks like the way that forest has been done there. Every tree's got like a mound around it. There's not a flat bit in there at all. But when your man built this tower originally, that would have been all nice wee trees. Probably rent out the tenants. All potatoes. And the tenant that owned this wee bit where he planted the tower, we just chucked him out like. No sons of ice brewer back in them days. Probably got my wee ticket to Australia or somewhere. There you go. Now I'm hoping now after all this effort we're getting up this tower. What I understand we do, it's a plain strongly built tower with a staircase. I'm not expecting a chandelier like. I'm expecting something where the water can just run out. But back when he had it, it wasn't a tea house. It was something he could set his telescope on top. Where he had a wee wooden canopy with canvas and all to keep him dry. What? You had to protect the telescope from frost and all the rest, wouldn't you? There's a clearing down there, so there's all gravel. This road's stopping climbing now, it's starting to flatten out a wee bit. You think are we near the top, don't it? But you know what, but you can only drive the whole way up. See that 4-wheel drive? There's no gate stopping you. A bag of rubbish or something over there. You get it everywhere, don't you? Like, I'm not sure what it is. It's not household rubbish. It's not food. Like, I don't know what it is. Plastic bag with something on it. In all fairness, there's not too much rubbish up here. That's the first bag I've seen. There's a clearing of stones down there. There's another lane there now. That's when you come out here in the dark, you get lost. So you could turn out now, I might be in the wrong lane, maybe I should have went straight on earlier on. I could come out in the main road, I have to get back to the car. And that's why you want a wee bit of extra daylight, so you know you can make it back. So there's a wee car parked down there in a barrier. So that must be when they bring a wee tour. I haven't seen the factory there. And there's a wee bit of a mystery here now. We've got a wee walker sign there, but that's not the wee sign we had earlier. That's just a walker sign. We've got CCTV over here, and a wee bit of car park here. None of tells what the car park's for. Where your car says we've arrived, you're not going to have a tower down the bottom of the car park. That's going down a hill, uphill. Where is the tower here, like? Where is the tower? We're going to follow this wee sign a wee bit, Pip. But unless it goes down here and starts turning up or down. But this makes it look like people come here, like. Must go up here in a wee minibus. The wee minibus drops them off, all the walkers. And then the walkers then straight. So this has nothing to do with the tower, this is just some other walk. I'll scroll uphill here. So I reckon a wee minibus brings you off, drops them off there, and then they all start heading up there. Like, it's not like when you go skiing, you don't walk up the mountain, do you? You get a wee chairlift. And mountain bikes can get that wee bike ride lift up. So these walkers must do the same. That there's like sheep wire there, isn't it? And that sheep wire, it is sheep wire double. It's like to keep deer in or something. That's the boys chucking rubbish off the side, eh? They're coming up there, turn around, chucking the rubbish over the side, and then they put a camera. I wonder when these boys check the cameras, do they ever catch one's pain? There'd probably be one's pain in there, cutting camera. If you had your wallet out doing a pee and dropping a Kit Kat wrap at the same time, could they use that in court against you? Or would they have to delete that image? Because it's indecent. Not the right. That'd be a awkward one, that. There's toilet paper up there. Oh God, they do it everywhere. I know some lorry drivers do it. There's no lorry drivers up here. Maybe them forestry workers, you know. See them, they got them wee bushes back. Ah, your man probably carries a wee roll with him. There's a wee sign up here now. We're getting into the daylight. We're straight in this big tower. And Luna can go up too. And Luna's good at climbing, but you're not to jump off the top. You're not allowed to jump off the top now. We've got signs here anyway. It's going to the left. We can't go to the right, there's a gate. That's a proper job too. Hey boys. Another gate to the left. See, I never liked them wee signs because people could twist them for, there's three there. People could twist them for bad enough. We see what else it lights up. Oh. See where these are going. Oh, you know what that is there? On the picnic site that we were at, I showed you the start and the finish. And it's, what was it, Luna? It was 5 hours. I think it was 5 hours. So if you do that 5 hour walk, you're going up there. We're going this way. We don't do 5 hours, Luna. Not on a lead, am I? Do you know what, Luna? Why have I got you on a lead? We're in the woods now. You're okay off the lead here in the woods. I passed the farmer stuff, there's no sheep here now. I forget sometimes. There we ford there, look, we farmer crossing there. Or somebody's bypassing the wee gate. No horses, no dirt bikes, no quads. Why no horses? Trespassers will be prosecuted. I'll tell you, they're very friendly here, aren't they? They want tourists coming. Everywhere I'm going today, I'm going to be prosecuted. Like, I walked up here nearly half an hour. They're going to prosecute me. Where's the welcome to Ireland? I've passed more trespassing signs today than normally. A farmer chasing Luna, like, it was, God, I'll tell you. I don't like going downhill again to go back uphill. I thought we like, why does she keep telling me on the phone before we ride? We're walking more than 20 minutes. The bad they hadn't run out in this, I could check how long the film was going for. Shall I sleep well tonight? You see, like, something like this here, when it'd be nice to come here on a clear night. You don't get clear nights, but do you? You just don't get them. There's times I can't be bothered opening my back door to look at the sky. You know it's a waste of time. If anything spectacular is happening, it's going to be cloudy, it's going to be raining, or it's going to be a full moon blinding you. And then there's nothing happening, you get clear nights and frozen in the caravan. But that's just the way it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody else, this tower is coming from the other side of this mountain. It's probably a 5-minute walk from the car. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. And we come the long way. There's no ruins or nothing around here. You think we've been this far into the forest, you get wee thatched cottages ruins. Haven't seen any ruins at all. Before famine times, Ireland was high population, far higher than now, like, and everybody had wee cottages and bits of land beside us where they rented them. You wouldn't have thought you had a big mountain lion with nothing on it, even if it is part of Fuzzy State. They got the money by renting out the land. So you think there'd be more ruined dwellings and stuff. We haven't come across any ruins of any kind as we started coming up this lane. Come all this way, just probably find the gate at the bottom closed because of coronavirus. What do you see? I'll tell you a weird thing happened to me the other day. I had to go to the long COVID clinic at Granshire Hospital last Friday morning. So they're starting to set up these long COVID clinics. Just starting off, ask a pair of questions. There now. No examination or nothing like that, it's just a questionnaire. It's part of the Waterside Hospital, and you use a different door so you don't go through the rest of the hospital. You know the weird thing is, in the last 2.5 years this pandemic started, 2 years am I, since this pandemic started, it's the first place I went that had no hand sanitizer. No hand sanitizer if you went in the entrance. No hand sanitizer if you went in the doors. No hand sanitizer if you went into the toilet. And that's a long COVID clinic. Normally hospitals have hand sanitizer all year round, even without a pandemic. And the part of the building I was in was all grey. Grey. Grey floor, grey walls, grey bumper for chairs. The only bit of colour there was 2 chairs, which were red. And my mobile phone was blue. I'd never seen, and the stainless steel in the bottom of the doors. It's not an old building. I said it wouldn't be more than 20 years old. I'd never seen as much grey. First thing I said to your woman, there's not much colour in here. Now Grandstill's a mental hospital, but the Waterside Hospital is not a mental hospital. The Waterside Hospital is for people with cataracts and all that type. Elderly people that can't look after themselves is not the Galvin Hospital. Would probably go to Waterside Hospital where they get the strength back before they go home. So why is it all grey? Now that part there, there's no beds in it. That part I was in, that wing. But I don't know why it's all grey. The floor is a very sort of white grey. You think it's Mark while easy? Oh, there you have it. But I've not got much further. No sign here now. Left, right, left, straight on. Supposed to be a halt, so push straight on. I'll walk on, so I can catch up. If this guy hadn't had such a big property, we might not have had to walk so far. Bear in mind this boy owned all this land. From Ballybofey. His house is in Ballybofey. He owns this land way out here. It's a pretty far away. There can't be much more height to go now. Unless he goes up the right, I don't know. Like I can see daylight through the trees there. I can see daylight over the trees there. I can see daylight in front. Can't see daylight behind. I can see daylight. So I'm more or less getting daylight. We must be near the top of the hollow now, like. Up on top of that wee bit there to the right, that must be the highest bit. I don't think there's going to be many other tourists here when I arrive. So no need for hand sanitizer here. That's about the hand sanitizer under my head. We want you to have hand sanitizer here to go up a stone tower. Oh God, it's not this. It's going on yet, like. It is the highest bit there. Starts going down the hall. I'm going to have to question Google. It says we arrived 10 minutes ago. And the sign pointed down this way. That's where the sign pointed. See, the thing is, he put it in the highest bit of land that he owned. Maybe he didn't own that wee hill there. That was the neighbours. I didn't put the highest bit of land in Donegal, like. I'm still climbing anyway. long as I keep in the upward direction. It's getting brighter here. We're getting out of the trees. It's not as dark now. Well, we're getting dark shortly when the sun sets. No point in using Luna to guide me home. Should take me after a rabbit in the middle of that bush, huh? You know, for a split second I thought I seen it. It's a tree. Look, this is looking more like something's going to happen. Something has to happen shortly, like. We can't. Oh no! Luna! The tire's up here, pet! Oh, shortcut! Oh, tire's up this way. Hey, from here it looks like something the Russians made out of concrete through the trees. I know it's made of stone, but for what you see now, it is perfectly square. It looks like a concrete water tower. But this better be the one. Oh, people see you, we go on Google Maps. Oh, lovely place, not it? You know what? This shortcut's not going to take us there. It's taking us past. I might have to cut across there. I think I'll do the same as you, Luna. Cut across here. My head out, we'll cut across. We can't afford to waste any steps. The Romans always took the straight route. Straight route's up here now. You can barely see it. It's well camouflaged with them trees there. It's the same colour as them trees. When the trees are close together, I can barely see it. Maybe a quicker one, but that's going away around that way and that's going around that way. The tower's up there. Ah, look at this now, look. No, it's ever easy, Luna. Ah, let me go this route here, look. Somebody walking up here there. Look, somebody's walking here. Oh, found the shortcut. That must be the first wee path I've seen locals have made. Since I came out today, everybody's walking the proper paths. Do you know what? It's not what I imagined. It's not what I imagined at all. Oh aye, it is. When you're close up, it is stones. I was beginning to doubt it was actually stones on it. It is a stone tower. It's not very tall. But for all the height of the tower, your man could just set it on the ground. Suppose it's just to see over the trees. That's all I need it for, see over the trees. Because no point in putting it 10 feet closer to the stars. That ain't going to help your telescope. But if it's a star down that way or out that way, you can look over the trees. It's probably peeping on this next door neighbour's house too, you know. Ah, them out boys, see them out lodges all back in them days. Up the Hawkins. Ah. That's it now. Gate's open. The gate is open. Come on, I'll get this open done with now. There's a time for a torch. Have I got my torch? Is everything else in my pocket? Have I got a torch in there? Not that, boys. How many places do I go and don't have a torch? Oh, that's nice. Here it shows up. You made a medieval tower. So no handrails. No, some of these steps have been patched up with concrete. Health and safety have been here. I just noticed it must be the first time to go up a staircase with no trip step. Because you weren't worried about the enemies in this here. It's just a matter of getting up. I don't know, was it worth it? Oh look, there's a wee hole there. Must look at that, but down below. 6 stuff when you... Oh look, was it worth it? Oh look, where are you going? So this is what I can tell up the tower now. Like, bear in mind it's both for a telescope. It wasn't very fancy, was it, right enough? He didn't even put any wee flat stones on the top, like. This handrail probably wouldn't have been here. Probably been cast iron thing. What kind of view do we have now? The sun. Well, the main view is the sun shining. I'm not going to get it. There's them wee hills down there. All the locals know what they are. You see, them trees wouldn't have been there. So the trees that he had to see over were lower than them. That's going to block out your stars. So here, that's the right height to see over the local trees, or the tree was removed. But it is pretty rough, isn't it? Like, right, we're here. Like, what is it to do? What all can you do in a tower? It's not looking at stars. Because none of these people had wee cups of tea and all with them, hadn't they? They probably bought a wee hamper well. They might have had a wee paraffin stove, a wee ice stove or something. I probably brought the drink well. I seen plenty of stars then when the drink was in them. That's what you done. I think we're seeing enough here, Pat. The sun's shining, the trees are away. There's the sky now, like. But you can imagine if there was stars to be seen. I see one turbine's out that direction. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way down Ballygofey direction. Because how far are we from the border? Not here. I don't really know. But I think that's the direction we go home, that direction there. Luna likes climbing towers. That's nice. It's one of the more things. Why a lot of stuff I find in the Republic, you have to go a long way to see it. You know, if this was Northern Ireland, there'd be a road out there, there'd be a picnic site, and you just get out and you scoot over. But here, you had to go so far to get there. Iron Island in Scotland was like that too. You had to keep. Everything was off the main road. Put the torch on again. Folk might want to see these steps here, like. So no good for wheelchair access. You have a wee wonder there, like. There's very little of the original steps left. They've all been patched up with concrete. But they hadn't even signed the name or nothing, like. No cobwebs or nothing here. A wee spider there, look. One wee spider. There's not many cobwebs. You think wee bats not want to come in here? It's very narrow here. It's not very circular. So we need to get in the middle of this wee tower now to see what's in the middle. That's why we kept the telescope on here. So they were used to building circles in them days, just like a well, wasn't it? And that there wee chamber and all, that's just like a... You keep your icing on it. But I say the only problem I have with this here, looking at it now, it looks pretty fresh. I wonder has this been over restored? A couple of wee weedy things up there. But like there's no static mites or static tights. There's a couple less trying to form. But that cement there looks pretty recent, doesn't it? It looks like it slapped on there a couple of weeks ago. If I put my hand on that, it's going to come off. Look at that there, look. It's off my hand, like. It just looks a wee bit too well done, I think. And I think it has been done for tourists too, like. But it's way out here by itself. Unprotected edge. Normally they always put a wee sign on archaeological stuff you're not to touch. They haven't put nothing on that. It's a wee government sign, like, saying you're not to take. There's more terrible. This is unbelievable. I am not exaggerating. There's the sun shining. We've been out all day, 10 degrees or whatever. Hailstones are stopped. Hailstones. How have they survived all day? We had a bit of snow, a bit of hailstones yesterday. Hailstones up here, and eating the hailstones. Nah, we slush puppy that is. Slush puppy. You'd never believe there's hailstones up here today. Hey? Have we climbed that high? Oh, she's eating them. She likes eating hailstones. Look at that, boys. There might be more there earlier on before the sun started shining. So there's absolutely nothing to see outside. That's the wee staircase, the under there is there. But you wonder why they built it in a square. You wonder why they just didn't build it round. It must be easy to do square. Plus, if you're building today, it's easy to do a square, isn't it? There's the foundations there sticking out. So I think the land was higher here when they built this. They just built this for ease of use. Look, I got a couple more wee snapshots here now. See if there's any wee secret doorways or anything I got there we must out. And maybe a wee bit of doorway there. You just have to look. Because them walls could be a bit hollow, you don't know. You see all that there white there, you know that's a lot older. And the moss and all that type of thing. But inside you got very new white, like lime or something, I don't know. But in saying that, it's nice it was left open. Normally when you come to these places, that's what you get. And you try and peek in the wee staircase and imagine. And like, what harm is there in leaving it open? We'll start heading down now, Pet. I'll have to check the time now. We're going in the proper way now. Now we know it's there. That old lane I was going to go doesn't come here. That's why I had to divert. 7:42, Luna. 7:42. It's going to be dark in 15 minutes. Come on this way now, Pet. We'll take the shortcut. Take the shortcut. 7:42, Pet. I have to be back before it's dark. Back to the car, I know. No lights in the car, so my tractor coming along and plough me up. It never takes us long going back. It's downhill too most of it. Always going somewhere, it takes longer. If I had the wee love hearts and turned this camera off, I would have got back sooner. The time would have flown in. I've no love hearts. Oh, look what I found in the other pocket. Yeah, I hate eating things in front of wee. I don't want Luna to see me. Because when I have stuff, she thinks it's for her. And I wouldn't eat if she didn't have nothing to eat. I'll just shove it in the knife. Need a wee bit of sugar. Oh, very sweet. Oh, put too many in my mouth. Oh, sweet what? That's very sweet. I'm going to put that on a pack now. So I've got 2/3 of a pack left. I used to hate fractions at school. I'll tell you what, see when it comes to eating wee sweeties and things, it's handy knowing fractions. Portion sizes. I've got just over a quarter left. Putting the last of them in the mouth now. She hasn't noticed. Come on now, honey. There might be only a few crumbs left. That is it, Luna. That is it. Come on now, honey. Don't recommend eating a big pack of them in one go. The wee purple ones you can, not the fruity ones. I'm going to keep walking on, because she goes quicker than me anyway. Where's she going? Well, the only thing is now, by the time I get back to the car, we should still get back before it's pitch dark. It's clear at about 8 o'clock. So you're out here by yourself, 8:30, you're okay. But it means anything else we see now, we can't stop off. We have to go on home. Luna, I'm on this way, honey. couldn't really recommend anybody come and see it. Not the distance I had to walk. There's a picnic table up there. Who wants to carry stuff that far up? Maybe a backpacker might have a wee flask of tea. Somebody just likes backpacking. But the backpacker route is not on this here. It bypasses this. If you're doing the backpack, you have to come here and go one back again. Do you know, this lane that lane goes down the other side of the mountain. So you can approach that tower from the other side. I still think that'd be the best way. So I might try and find out what the other side of the mountain is sometime. But they don't have no walking signs bringing walkers this way. So I think when you get down the other side of the mountain, there'll be no car park. Because this other walk is signposted and it hasn't got a car park. But this must be the first forest I've come in that has no gates. There's nothing stopping you coming in here on motorbikes or anything. Oh, this part here has. There was a wee gate in this part. But the main forest where the walkers go, there's nothing to stop you coming in. So you get lost here now. It's a straight on. Down the way, thanks, straight on. You get all excited now, honey. Am I rushing you, Emma? If I had taken her back to USPCA because of the chaos she causes, there's nobody would give her the walking I'm giving her. And like, what kind of life would she have had? Like, that wee thing for getting exercise. She's done some walking today, and her wee paw's still a bit sore. Hasn't held her back. Oh, civilization. You never know, do you, mate? You never know. How you doing? You're the first person to see this last 2 hours.
How far would you go?
About all 5 minutes now to the wee tower.
Oh, the wee tower, right?
That's all far I went.
That's all
But I've been walking her all day, like all around Ballybofey and all, you know, the wee country park. I seen the sign for here, so I just had to come and check it out.
It's a good idea. I come up, do you come up that way?
Aye.
I come up the other way.
It was the only way shorter, is it?
No, it's longer.
Longer?
It's a very uphill, you know.
Right.
But it's a good walk.
I thought the other way would have been shorter, like. Cause I always presume I take the long way. Oh no, Lena. Hey, good luck. Lena! Come on, honey. There you are. Good luck on knowledge, sir. That man coming a long way. See, it's funny, but when people are young and all, they go out and they play football, Gaelic football, they rugby, they kick the shit out of each other. And then they go drinking and they broke up all over the street and all that. And then they meet a girl and get depressed then. And then when they finally get older and they start falling apart, then they think about fitness and take the long way up. You would never get a teenager thinking doing the long way for anything. Half of them wouldn't even tie shoelaces to go and get Velcro. Velcro training shoes because they can't even do it. As handy as they can do it. But see, when they get to that man's age there, they'll be taking the long way, trying to get as much fitness as they can. But late then, right enough, like, isn't it? Heart disease and all that set up at that time. See, I'm not into sport of any kind because I think if that man there had another dog, well, we could have stood there for 20-25 minutes having a wee talk. There's more to life than just exercise. You know, it's probably got a step. Maybe people go out these step meters and stuff and they don't see what's around them. They go about mental health and all the rest. And a lot of people's out and don't see what's out there. You gotta notice the seasons and all. If I was doing exercise, I wouldn't be coming here. You're not going to see much seasons in here. There's so many nicer places to be, rather than just put yourself through sheer punishment. Like. walking along the rivers and stuff. But a lot of people, they've got a target in their head. They have to burn off so many calories, they have to do so many steps, they have to get the heart up to a certain beat. There was a while there I was all sick in my last job. I had to go to the gym, doctors said to go to the gym, like, and I ended up getting a month then, half price and cheap and all the rest. And the thing I noticed about the gym, it's amazing how many people go to the gym for the sake of going to the gym. Luna! I can hear me echo. Luna! Fuck that echo there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable echo here. Luna! I don't know if it's GoPro's picking it up. I haven't heard an echo like that when I haven't been inside a cave. I don't know how far that's travelling there, Pep, but that's a brilliant echo. Go and get lost again so I can shout. Luna. Hello? Unbelievable, that echo there. And trees. I didn't think you get an echo among trees. I hope that's GoPro's picked it up. But as I said, when I went to the gym, it's amazing how many people go to the gym. They go through the procedure, getting changed and all the rest, and they do an hour, hour and a half, and they don't even pull a sweat on it. I spend more time working at the MP3 player and the phone. But I actually end up doing the gym then. I'm not a gym person, like, but if I went to do something, I end up going for about 4 hours. Like, I didn't look the time. I would go in and I set myself a target of burning off 2,000 calories in the gym. And I didn't do it at the start, but that's what happened after a month. I wasn't working, so I'm going to burn off 2,000 calories. And I say I'm not a fitness freak, so I wasn't into you want to take these wee tablets and stuff. Luna, come on. There was a pile of Cadbury's chocolate reduced. There were some football match on, and the wee balls of chocolate, the size of Malteser, but they were covered in a white powder. And they were just in Home Bargains. I bought a pile of them. And I would eat piles of that chocolate before I went in. And I ate that chocolate when I came out. And I had a one wee energy drink during it. And I would go in there to burn 2,000 calories. So what I done, I wanted to burn them calories as quick as I could to get out. So I would go on the step climbing and stuff. I would deliberately do the hard stuff. I wouldn't bother about the weights. Not interested in weights, not interested in muscles. At that time, it was just to get general muscles built up. And I like walking. I thought, well, if I'm going to have to go to a gym and get my lungs and all working hard and get my heart and all going, I don't want strong arms. I want strong legs. So when I'm out places like this, I can walk up and down hills and all. And I spent a lot of time on the step climber. And I spent an hour on it. Like, I would go under a couple of times. I would just keep the step climber going, like. And I would set my heartbeat to a certain rate. And I would just keep the heart at that certain pace. So when you start off, you're obviously going faster and you go slower, but I just kept it. I went by my heartbeat rather than anything else. And then didn't really bother about the like of the treadmills. I don't like running. That sounds like a wee paraglider or something. Too loud for a drone. Something about a wee paraglider. I don't know, see. There you are, it's a wee private airplane. It doesn't sound a very powerful engine there. It sounds like a remote control thing. Must be, sounds like a lawnmower engine actually. It does not sound a powerful engine. When he turned it sounded like he let the throttle off. I think that's just the way the sound changes. But I think if you stop that engine, I think it's going to glide. There's not much power pulling it along. Wonder what airport he left to come here. But I found it handy that way. And then the whole idea is then, is that as you get fitter, you spend less time. But there's no point in going down. If you set yourself, I'm going to be there for an hour, you're going to take it easy. You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. You're going to take it easy than you want to. But if you're there, battery went flat again. My battery aren't getting a full charge. I'm swapping them that often now. I'm on the charger, but they're not getting a full charge. Well, say, if you set yourself a target of calories, then you make the workout harder so you can get away sooner. So that's my advice on training. Now, I only done it for a month. I don't go to the gym now. I'm going to go to the after work. And a free membership. Problem I have, you see when I get something free, I use it. So when I had the month free membership and the thing, I was using it all in half price membership. By the time I drove down there and used my diesel, parked the car, and then you had to type in your PIN number, you get a parking fine because you're in so long. By the time I went that effort, like, I wasn't doing that. And the same, the year I joined the National Trust, if I joined the National Trust, I'll be in every property twice that year. I would do 2 properties in one day. I get my money's worth out of things. Well, I'm downhill anyway. We're still in the forest. Once I get the forest, I'll put her back in the lead again. There's a wee bit of a wee valley in there where the stream has carved it out. She's quicker than me now. Maybe I'll put the lead on her so she pulls me up. It makes you wonder why there's CCTV, why is there not a gate here? Although this is not tarmac, this whole road might be still counted as legal right away. So maybe I could legally drive along this road. I say it's a forestry, the forestry's laid all this down here. But why have they not put a gate on it? Why is there a wire fence there? If it's their land, why would you have a fence? So they must let people off here, and there are people chucking things over in this particular area, so they're stopping off. I would say they could even be ordnance survey, not ordnance survey, orienteering. Maybe some school group come up here in a minibus and then tie wee things on the trees, park the minibus down there, and you don't want to set off. I don't know, but there's a reason why they put that wee car park there. It's not for forestry laws, it's too small. There's rubbish in there. You see the bottle in there in that bag. There's another bag down in there. And there's more barbed wire fence. Now, depending on how old this forest is, some of that barbed wire could go back to before the forestry got all this land. So there's rubbish lying in there. From that car park down, there's bits of rubbish. But overall, there's not a big pile. That there looks like that's been carved out there, doesn't it? See, it's curved around and curved around, so that's a lane going up there. So that could go back before the forest was here. It's been cut out. It's all planted on now. Oh, she's eating grass now, that's 10 minutes. Another thing I used to do at the gym as well, I noticed, I would do the stair climber. Say you did 1,000 steps or whatever. Your legs are killing you. You just keep going on and on. But see, when I woke up the next day, my legs weren't sore. But they were killing me when I was doing it. So then the next day then, I could do more. Oh, the legs are really coming now again. Next day, we're going to sew it. And that's how I got kept increasing it. My legs are feeling a bit sore now. The chances is tomorrow there'll be nothing, I won't feel nothing. And if you feel sore the next day, oh, you know you overdone it then. But if they're not sore the next day, I could have walked further. Now we're getting out of the trees now. Once you're out of the trees, you've got an extra half hour of daylight. You still see where you're going. There's no light pollution out here, like there's no car lights blinding it. That's good grass there, I wonder if I wasn't eating that. Luna! I think once we pass here now, we're near the wire that had the sheep wall on it. I always hear it running back. I don't need it to run back. Pet, I haven't got nothing to give you, pet. We're going to have to put you on the lead. But you know what I can give my girls a wee hug. I stuffed the hug, she says. I want. Come on now. I haven't got nothing left, pet. Oh, got the lead. You've been a very good. Well, see, I keep saying good girl. She chased the chickens. She chased the hens. Like. And that farmer's probably still in a bad mood about it, you know. Oh, I'll hear the telling man now for the next year. Just a lunatic, the black string came down and him get his farm yet. I did give you a telling off, didn't I? I never had Luna. She gets a telling off. I grab her wee head so she doesn't move. She has to concentrate. If you just shout at her, she'll have her stuff her right. She doesn't care that. So I grab her wee head and go right and go in the face like, and then I'll stand and hold her. Don't let her go away. Just stand until she calms down. And then she gets a wee pet. And as she gets a wee pet and on, wee ear rubs and all made up, and then she gets away then. Because more care. I sort of feel sorry for Donegal people who live in this part of Donegal. Donegal would be one of the biggest counties in Ireland. The amount of miles of roads you can travel. And most of it's all scenic around the Wide Atlantic Way and stuff. And you're just stuck in here among the hills. You sort of got the short straw like. If you ask an American about the Wide Atlantic Way in Donegal, they don't think on hills in the back of beyond like this. It's just lots of wee villages. There's just one town in Donegal, and that's Letterkenny. Even Donegal town is not really a town. It's small. Letterkenny is about the only town in the whole county where you can actually go if you need a bed, if you need a wardrobe, if you need cushions or so forth. All the things you actually need. It's going to be Letterkenny. Not everybody wants to furnish their house by Galway crystal like. You need the normal stuff. So Donegal town might have you wee Galway crystal and Donegal, I don't know, Donegal crystal. It's more touristy rather than practicality. If it wasn't for the tourists going to Donegal town, there wouldn't be much there. So I think the problem is too many wee places. It's like Ballybofey and they call it up because I keep seeing the names, I've forgotten already. They're right beside each other. Stranorlar, something else. They're right beside each other. They're just being made the one place out of the two. Man, how big is the wee town? I always find in Northern Ireland. Don't know what England and Scotland's the same. But towns is usually about, you wouldn't get towns usually from 10 miles of each other. Normal towns like, 10-15 miles to another town, 20 miles at most, because back years ago, people could only walk a certain distance to market. You weren't going to walk your cattle 30 miles to the nearest town. So that's the towns popping up in between. And anything in between town. Stewan's 10 miles of Newton Stewart's 10 miles of Roma. As far as Drumquin of Roma, would that be 10 miles? You sort of get the idea, like. Monday to Stewan's about 15 miles. Monday to Limavady, that's probably 15 miles. Donegal, about 10 miles maybe up to Limavady, and probably 15 miles up on down. So you've got a wee network of towns and around about that spacing. But here, like, you've got 2.25 miles between each other. It's getting cooler here now. It's cooler down here than it was up at the hailstones. The air is getting cooler. No one. You can just feel the cool air now. You can hear the wee stream now. I often find when you listen to stream in real life, you'll never get a headset where the sound sounds as good as the real thing. Doesn't matter if it's Bose or whatever. When you're hearing it's dead quiet and you hear the real wee babbling brook babbling away, like, it's like surround sound. So crystal clear. It's like colour television, was from black and white. So you hear that wee water just trickling down there. You not get that listening to a TV or in the cinema. But a lot of times you don't get it here because it's too much noise. It's quiet here. Time for me ranting on, Luna. You said you want to hear it. These birdies are tweeting. I'm just stop here, man. Just less than a wee minute. There's any more birds tweeting here, Pep, than there was in that forest there on around Ballybofey. What's the name of the forest? Jumbo Woods. Can you imagine what's further is now, Luna? That's the wee gate there that had the wee step for a electric pole. About 15 minutes, do you reckon? I said the whole walk's supposed to be 20. Well, over 20 minutes, I'll tell you. And Google didn't help. It says we're there twice. So going by Google, it's 20 minutes. Going by where she thought it was. It wasn't even halfway when she said we were there. So it must be 40 minutes, like. I'll play back the videotape later and find out how long it was. Oh, that's probably an hour and a half movie, this here, 20-minute walk. We didn't even spend 10 minutes at the thing, did we? I counted 20 minutes up, 20 minutes down and 10 minutes at it. And you have to allow a bit for Luna disappearing. I was looking at an off-road scooter. You know, the wee scooters, you get the wee battery ones and half-roads. You get them off-road. And I thought, geez, like us here, I could be on a wee scooter. The thing about a scooter, if she was to go, if something was to happen to her, you can just drop it and jump off it and grab her. Not like a bicycle. But then you get off a bicycle, oh, she's over that fool. £800 for an off-road scooter. I seen one at £2,000. But the thing is, it all fancy lights on, lit up the ground and everything. Like, why would you want all fancy lights on an off-road scooter? And you start thinking, well, maybe you'd be taking for a bit of a ride here with this. You want an off-road scooter that can go over them big lumps of stones and stuff. And has tyres that grip and don't slide. I can hear there's life there. I can hear a tractor. Oh, he's coming up here. Ah, the man's coming up here. Look, a wee white spot. He's coming up in a van too. No way, 4-wheel drive here. Oh, he's probably going home. Probably lives all set up mountain. Well, why don't you get in here, Pat? The woman there has got a wee Wayne about 6. She's probably teaching that Wayne to drive now, you know. That's probably what she's doing. See that there, son, there? That's what you do there. She's probably hasn't got the test herself. She's cutting across here so the guide don't see her. Wee shortcut home. She probably knows all the wee back roads. The wee van I got there. Could even carry pots in for all I know. And a wee bit of contraband in the back of that wee van. Guard her stop her then. She's the wee win in the front. Wee innocent face. A woman do that, you know, a woman do that. That property down there. I think once we pass this property down here, you know, that telegraph pole straight ahead, that's the road we're parked on. So we pass this wee property here with a slate roof just above that height and around the trees, and we left our cars there. So less than what? 4 minutes, 3 minutes from the car now. 3 minutes probably. Look, the sun's just about going down. And there's the friendly visitor signs. Oh, you know what, maybe a wee bit further. No, there's a big barn in the building. The building, a big barn, it must be for battery hens. Massive big barn. Massive thing. And that's a skeleton metal shed of it, metal structure. So that's the road there. I see the back of the car now. The sun's shining up. That woman's probably saying, what stupid northerner parked their car there, like. And then she comes up here and sees me. God, that one there with a crazy dog. That's what she's probably thinking to herself. Haven't seen many of these wee flowers around here. Rhododendrons really colour. There's a couple there and a couple over there. They're protected. Don't know if they're protected down here now. They're protected in Northern Ireland. Not allowed to dig them up. I know people who have dug them up. Why they dig them up, I do not know. Why they're protected, I do not know. I'm saying that, we haven't seen many today, have we? That's why they're protected. But you can get them in the garden centre, so why do people dig them up in the garden? You usually find it's the older people too. Ah, their parents, they always done that. I can't remember how it like. But I'm tired now. I love a wee pack of love hearts. I cannot open a pack of love hearts. I have nothing to give her. I'll break her wee heart. She hear the wrapper opening and she gets nothing. I just had to starve to get home. The like of a twirl is handy. It doesn't make as much noise. You can slip a wee twirl out, hold it in your mouth. It doesn't make the same noise as like a love hearts wrappers. See, here's plastic. She thinks food. Some size of shed going over there. There's goats. I tell you, some size of them goats there. I need to say they were donkeys the size of them, but they are goats. With the beard and the horns. It's actually Harry walking down the hall, holding on to her lead. What do you reckon, Lena? Was it worth going, was it? A wee lazy day tomorrow. I might just, I might go down to this farm and beach with her, you know. She can do all at one, I can have a lazy day. Aye, you don't need a lazy day. One of the first things on the other day, the sun was out and it was cold. So 6 degrees, going to feel like 3. I felt like 3. But down there, I feel like -1. I thought, I will go inland today. Hold on. If I go inland today, I thought, think to myself, enjoy the wee bit of sun there is. That's us now, isn't it? Apart from chasing the hens twice, you are a pretty good girl today. Oh, in fact, this bed of yours again. It's all over the place. She's so mucky. Up we go now. Car's nice and warm. Showed how cold it is getting outside, petted on her. And you're a good girl, weren't you, honey?